Okay, thank you, Shani. Any questions of Shani regarding remuneration? No? Councillor Westerman.
Just a query. So if we can't come to an agreement today, is that an issue about it not being able to be gazetted tomorrow?
No, it's not an issue. That would just mean that we would need to reconsider it at a future meeting, provide the information to the authority, and it would be included in the next possible determination, which would be early in the new year. So I think the dates are set out here for you on page 96 of the agenda. So the deadline for the next determination is the 27th of January. So we would be trying to do that at one of the meetings before Christmas.
Do you have any queries? Yeah, just queries. Yeah, no problems. Okay, thank you very much, Shani. That's all there. The recommendation. Council resolved to make the recommendation to the REM Authority, the distribution of local district council total government REM all as per the attached proposal. No changes. Cool. May I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Shepherd. Served by Councillor Lachlan. Thank you. All those in favour, please say aye. Against? Carried. Thank you very much. Right. 5.4 expenses policy for elected members. Shani.
Thank you, Your Worship. So the next three items are policies to support you in your governance roles. The first one being the expenses policy. And so we've attached the policy as it was with some proposed amendments. Probably the main one to draw your attention to is the proposal. Oh, actually, no, sorry, that's sent out there. Any questions on that one?
Okay. Any questions on the expenses policy at all? No way. Right. Move on. Right. That's all you've got for that one? No queries and questions, so move that resolution? Yep. Could I have a mover to adopt the expenses policy, please? Thank you, Councillor Parks. Councillor Taylor. All those in favour, please say aye. Against? Carried. Oh, sorry. Christine, you all right? Aye. Okay, cool. 5.6 appointment and remuneration of directors policy. No, 5.5, sorry. Selection of appointment REM policy for external appointees on council committees.
Thank you. This was the one I wanted to point out. The main proposed thing to draw to your attention is proposing to increase the meeting fee from $200 to $250. Because it has not been increased for several years, and I'm not aware of any other councils paying less than that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anyone have a problem with that?
Track changes showing proposed amendments.
Right. Happy with that? Councillor Lachlan. Moved by
beyond 200,000. I support the
inflation.
I'm happy to move.
Inflation is running rampant. You happy to move? Thank you, Councillor Lachlan. Have a second, please. All those in favour, please say aye. Against? Carried. Item 5.6. 5.6 appointment and remuneration of directors policy.
Thank you. No changes proposed from last time, so it's presented for you to confirm. We're happy to do so.
Cool. Thank you, Shane. Have a mover, please. Thank you, Councillor Taylor. Seconded by Councillor Williamson. All those in favour, please say aye. Against? Carried. Right. Now we go to dogs. You do the dogs thing, Shane? Oh my God. You go out the back and have a sleep, isn't it? All right. 5.7 adoption of report on dog control policy. Mr. Ross McDonald. Good afternoon, Ross. Associates. welcome. Nice to see you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Sorry, just having a little IT failure. The older I get, all these things. Right, we're good. Okay, firstly there's obviously good afternoon, Mayor, councillors, council staff. Obviously some new faces for me, and so I'm Ross McDonald. I'm the Compliance and Regulatory Manager for Council, and with me is Cameron Tate, who's our Compliance Team Leader.
Cameron, how are you?
Yeah, good. Well, really good actually. And you'll see that why is that is in the report that we're presenting today. So this is to have your acceptance of the dog control report for Section 10A of the Dog Control Act for the financial year 2021-22. So the purpose of the report is that well, we're required by government to present a report every financial year on our policy and practice, and in particular in that report we must include number of registered dogs, number of probationary owners, disqualified owners in the district, the number of dogs in the district classified as dangerous, number of dogs in the district classified as menacing, the amount of infringement notices that we issue, and the number of dog-related complaints, and by type, and also lastly the number of prosecutions that we take in that financial year. So you'll see that information in the report on page 9 in the table. I will take the report that's been read, but I'll speak sort of briefly and directly to a couple of the points mentioned in the report, and then we'll be happy to take questions that can maybe.
Thank you, Ross.
Firstly, our successes. Gosh, we've had quite a few in the last financial year, and we're quickly getting them this year as well, but we've seen a number, and it's going to be hard to sort of go past our biggest success would be our dog adoptions. For those that might not have seen some of the internal comms over the last little bit, as you can imagine, the work we do is anything but easy, and it's actually more challenging than we're dealing with dogs coming in and out of the shelter, and how we we process those dogs when an owner is not present or an owner decides that they're not going to inspect those dogs. So it's definitely one of the hardest parts of the job for our team, and at times we are forced to make very difficult decisions. But the good news is last year we adopted over 150 dogs, which, without having the hard evidence in front of me, we were extremely confident that's probably a huge increase in the previous reporting periods. So it's really, really good stuff. The team itself, gosh, we've had an increase in the last year of 3 team members, or 3 full-time compliance officers, and this is for many things for the team. We've got a team that's hugely diverse in age, gender, culture, life experience, and I guess it's really good for me to take this opportunity in front of you as councillors to just express how good a team that it actually is. In my opinion, they're probably one of the most forward-thinking and motivated animal compliance in the country, and we have certainly the ones in our region. We can make very quick comparisons, and I can't say enough about them, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. As I said, yep, we've grown by 3. This has been a huge boost to us as a team in regard to our health and safety, in that we're able to, anytime we're carrying out enforcement, we can have 2 officers on a property at any one time, and as you can imagine, some of the situations we may go into unwittingly or unknowingly, having another team member there, it just gives people a huge confidence boost, and it just allows us to carry on with our work rather than having to sort of go away and come back. The support is really good. I'll wrap this up. Really, just that our attention is really going forward for the report to carry on with the good work that we're doing, obviously, but to make sure that continues to be fair and measured, and everybody is dealt with in the same way throughout the community. Our biggest wins are when we get that compliance through cooperation rather than taking sort of more punitive enforcement action. So we'll continue to do that work, and the team that we've got will be very happy to do so. So I'll stop talking now, and as you know, I'm very shy.
No, aside from the team's don't consent, where the team was when I came into that consent, where it is now is miles ahead. I think the compliance that we have from the community generally is really increased. There was a time only a couple of years ago where every Facebook post on one of the local notice boards on Facebook was about us as the media, and we're just not seeing that now. I think that's mainly because of the efforts that we're placing to help these dogs improve. At that, we are also more education focused. We bought in October the late shift, so we're now running 55 dogs from 11 o'clock in the morning to 16:30 or 7:30 in the evening, so it takes 2 hours to fix this. We do find during the summertime that the majority of genuine non-compliance that we have in terms of dogs off leash or chasing wildlife, that happen after work, after school returns to work. Dogs off leash just running as much as we need to as staff have expected. No argument there.
More comment through the chair, Ross and team. If I look through the numbers in your report, particularly dogs classified as dangerous, 27, and 133 menacing dogs in the district, then I reflect on the number of challenges to get to that and how few there are and how long it's been since the last one. That tells me that your team's pitching their intervention at absolutely the right level and doing a really good job on that. And 98% registration, I don't know how that appears nationally, but I suspect it will be right up there. So well done, good effort. I think the numbers speak for themselves. So good effort.
Councillor Williamson.
Yeah, thank you. Councillor Taylor's comment has obviously been around the fringes of what actually involved the dogs committees the last 9 years, and receptive where it started was really challenging, particularly for us and particularly for you, but we always commend you and the team for work you do and the roles you put into it. It's not an easy one some of the times.
Councillor Westerman.
Just a query, Ross, with the number you've got impounded, about 509, how many of those are actually collected by the owners?
To be honest with you, I'd say it's a semi-agency sort of collected by the owners. Yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to get you the figure, but I would be confident saying it's a handful there. And we're doing, certainly I would say we've increased our, what we're doing to track those owners down over the last 12 months. It used to be the old, let's send out the letter and have to pay for
Councillor Campbell.
Yeah, through the chair, just interested about the adoption. So that would be your impounded dogs or stray dogs. You've just gone through the process of adopting them out, whereas in the past, well, that wasn't happening, and that was a big sort of black mark to see. Yeah, right.
I think we would sort of start to pull away is because we've harnessed the use of social media, whereas we sort of sat here and looked at the social media. If we've really harnessed to push these dogs out, and that will give us increased exposure to the wider community, reputationally it builds right up as well. Being able to use social media to advertise these dogs in the way that we are means that we're reaching out right throughout the entire country to these dog owners. Case in point, of course, we just got told this over the weekend that we've done this long down by some of the people who have seen another one in the garden. So that social media has really wasn't utilised, in my opinion, wasn't really understood, or the power of it wasn't harnessed the way that it is.
It's a great marketing story, Gloria, isn't it? Dog, drop the dog to Queenstown. You go business class?
It's a provincial airline, I don't think business class.
I think the cost is around $900.
Yeah.
Who paid for that? Who paid for that?
I'd like
You
to
go
say,
with it, Ken?
it's not a one-off. These are happening regularly.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Be the fourth or fifth dog in the last 12 months. It's been growing in our district quite big.
Wow, what a story. Right.
Oh, yeah, I just picked up a stray dog around our house about a year and a half ago, and it was an old looking thing, and we called up the pound, and I was quite impressed because within half a day, yes, they put it on Facebook and tracked down the owners.
And good on you, particularly on the social media. You used it to your advantage where we used to be a bit nervous on the criminal side. So well done. Well done.
Really engaged rescue groups as well.
Yeah.
And again, that's probably more down to Taylor, who's been in contact with them for a while.
For a town that has that support from that
Awesome. Any other questions? Is this report going to be, how often are we going to bring this report? How often do you bring this report to council?
Every financial year, so.
Oh, only once a year?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been quite exciting. Well,
You get Cam to do a monthly one.
very good. Oh, no other questions, gentlemen? Cool. Okay, so recommendation there. You happy to move that, Karen? Yeah. That we adopt the council report, dog control report 21-22. Very good. Could I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Rachel. All those in favour, please say aye. Against? Carried. Oh, anything else? What is that? Meeting closed at, I don't mind, Karen. Thank you very much.
Tēnā tātou. Tēnā tātou i tiki pai ngā hokanga mo tēnā rau. Patikami whakapi ngā hokanga ringi ki Auckland o It's a promo to say that one of us got to win the sport.
Meeting closed. Thank you, Christine. See ya. Bye.